Hello everybody, what's going on? Jerome here, and I have for you guys an awesome new Minecraft showcase that is the Floating Islands of Glenaris. Now this is actually a really cool map, and I know a lot of the times we do floating islands, things like that, but this one is on a level of its own. The actual magnitude of this level, how big it is incredible amongst itself, and the also cool thing about it is that it offers both functionality and at the same time has some really creative stuff amongst it. So without further ado, let me show you guys the map, and as always guys, if you're interested at any time, look down in the description. You can find the creator of the content as well as where to get it. So go check that out. I'm sure you guys will be more than happy and more than pleased with this map. So yeah, you start off in this one little tower over here, which is pretty cool, and the main thing that came to mind is this would be an awesome server spawn area. You could do a lot with that, and even if you're not interested in that, I think someone should come along and turn this into an adventure map, hands down. You have all different types of biomes, and that's how it's divided up. You have the desert biome, all complete with its own house over here, as you can tell. Let me just show you guys what's inside of there. It's not too much, which makes it a little bit better, though. If you were to try and make it an adventure map, you're going to have to also add on a little bit to the interior of the houses. As always, I tell you guys the good and the bad, and that's probably one of the bad, that the houses don't really have too much going on in them as much as they could have. The good side of things is that it's very creative. As you can tell, it has this whole dragon type area over here. Actually, it's a complete model of a dragon, which is pretty cool, I'd say. And I think one of the cooler things as well is that it's kind of interactive, how he shoots a fireball into here, and lo and behold, you have another type area. So as always, you can kind of create a variety of areas in here, and I just think it's so cool how he was able to incorporate both creative aspects and adventure map aspects into one, which once again, I think if someone was to create an adventure map out of this, it'd be probably one of the more successful ones out there. So just hinting, someone wants to make that, come do it and tell me about it, I'll play it. But yeah, so let's see, I'm going to go back up now, just going to go straight up. I'm breaking the blocks, I'm just not even taking my time. And if you go back up, you end up in this little hut over here, which is pretty cool. It kind of is a very stark difference. You start off at a waterfall, and then somehow you end up in the nether. I don't know. I just like that little aspect to it. The bridge also looks really cool, and then once again, you can come across yet another biome with another house. The problem is, just like the other house, there's not much going on except for too many signs. A lot of signs. You can read that if you want to read. But I think this also implies how this is a server spawn. As you can tell, please read all the rules. Wrongdoing can cause ban. So as you can tell, this is kind of meant for a server spawn, which means if you were to use it for that, it already has all the stuff here. As you can say, donor, you can go moderator, VIP list, you can create, it has all the rules set up for you, everything like that, so it's kind of like it's laid out for you. I don't know, personally I think that's really cool. And then finally, one of the last aspects to it is the, I guess you could call it the hot air balloon ship off point. I don't know what else you'd call it, because it's kind of got, you know, this area right here, which just looks like it's meant for shipping off hot air balloons, and it's got hot air balloons all around it, so I figured, hey, that's what we'll call it. I don't really know what else you can call it. And yeah, you can end up inside. Same thing, this one's a little bit more developed indoors, but it could use a little bit of work. And then finally, you have the Zeppelin, which I think is really cool. They attach a Zeppelin on top of the ship to make it flying, and I don't know, personally I think that's a really cool attachment. So anyway guys, once again, if you're interested in this map, you should go and check out the download link below. You guys will be more than happy with it. And as always guys, be sure to subscribe and check out my other content. I do stuff like this all the time, and I'd be glad to have you guys aboard. So thank you, and have a good night.